This is the dashboard of one of my books on Amazon KDP, and in the last 90 days it sold 104 copies. It's an $18 book, and those 104 copies made me about $938 in royalties. And that's the entire picture as far as Amazon is concerned. A small book doing a few $100s in sales. Except that really isn't the whole picture, because from those exact same 104 copies, I made another $4,000 on top, completely for free, from the same book, without promoting anything else other than the book itself. It's the same book and the same 100 or so buyers, and somehow $4,000 extra that never once touched Amazon. Now, I know how that sounds, and your first thought is probably that I'm leaving something out, or that there's some kind of trick hiding in the middle of all this, and I promise you there isn't. What actually happened is that the book was never really the thing I was selling. It was more like the front door, and the money came from the same 100 or so people who walked through it. I'm gonna show you exactly how that works, step by step, with the real numbers right in front of you. I call this whole thing the organic funnel system, and it runs with no ads, no paid traffic, nothing I ever had to keep feeding money into. And the example I'm gonna use to explain it is a book in a niche that almost nobody in this space will ever dare to publish in, which is actually a big part of why it works so well. So let's start at the very beginning, because the whole system stands or falls on the first decision, and it's the one most people rush through. You've probably heard me say 100 times that you need to find a very specific problem to solve, and I know that by now it sounds like one of those things everyone just repeats without really meaning it. So this time I'm not gonna only say it, I'm gonna actually show you why it matters so much, using the real book from that dashboard. The problem I picked was how to stop smoking weed, and that's about as narrow as it gets. It's not self-help, it's not building better habits, it's not some big broad topic that could mean anything to anyone. It's one small specific real problem that a certain group of people generally struggle with and will love to fix. And here's the thing about a problem that specific, which is that when somebody has it, they really have it. It isn't a bug wish, it's a real pain they carry around with them every day, and that's exactly the kind of problem you can build something valuable around. A lot of beginners think they need some huge, impressive, complicated topic to write about, when really the opposite is true. A small problem with strong pain points is often the better choice, because you can solve the whole thing from start to finish, and there's a good chance you've lived it yourself, so you understand it from the inside. And this particular problem has a lot of pain points, which is perfect. Somebody trying to quit doesn't just need to be told to stop. They need something to put in place of the habit, because that habit is filling a hole, and the hole doesn't go away on its own. They need to understand why they keep going back even after they've already decided to quit. They need to deal with the psychology underneath all of it, the triggers, the routines, the certain moments in the day that pull them back in. Every single one of those pain points is something your book can speak to, and every one of them is another reason that specific person feels like you're reading their mind. That's what specific really buys you, because when the problem is narrow and the pain is real, the person on the other end feels completely understood, and that feeling is the thing that makes all the marketing later on so much easier. Now, before you run off and pick your own problem, I really want you to be honest with yourself about whether it's specific enough, because this is where most people quietly get it wrong. They think they've picked a specific problem when they've actually picked a broad one wearing a costume. So I built a free tool that walks you through your book idea and tells you whether it's actually specific enough to build this kind of funnel around, or whether it's still too broad to really work. It's completely free, you just answer a few simple questions, and I'll leave it for you to go and try. Run your idea through it before you write a single page, because everything that comes after this depends on you getting this one part right. Okay, so once you got that specific problem, the next thing you do is build the book. And I need to be really clear about something here, because it's the part people absolutely love to skip. The book has to be genuinely good, and I really do mean that. I don't publish a lot of books, but when I do publish one, I sit down and try to make the best possible product I can. Something that actually solves the problem for the person holding it. This weed book is full of real illustrations, it's got boxes, it's got questions, it's got parts where you journal and parts where you stop and reflect on your own situation. It isn't some thin little thing thrown together just to grab a sale. It's something a person can genuinely work through and come out the other side better than they started. And that matters for a very practical reason, not just a nice feel-good one. Everything I'm about to show you, all the promotion, all the trust, all the people moving from one step to the next, every bit of it rests on the book being good. If the book is mediocre, the whole funnel falls apart because people feel cheated and they never trust you with anything else again. A mediocre book is a book you can market honestly, so the quality really isn't optional here. It's the foundation everything else sits on. There's one more thing about the book, and this one tends to surprise people, which is that I didn't stuff the title with keywords. I gave it a made-up name, something catchy that sounds appealing and human, instead of something crammed with search terms so the Amazon algorithm would notice it. And I did that completely on purpose because my whole strategy doesn't depend on people searching for my book on Amazon in the first place. I don't need the keyword game at all because I bring my own people to the book myself from the outside with no ads, and that's really what organic means here. It's also why the title gets to be something a real person would actually want to pick up. So that's the book. $18, 104 copies, and genuinely good. But it's still only the first step. It's the doorway people walk through. It was never meant to be the whole business. And if you stop at the book, you're leaving almost all of the money sitting on the table. So let me show you how people actually find it. Step 2 is promotion, and this is where the no ads part really comes in. For this book I went on TikTok, and only TikTok. I didn't try to spread myself across 5 different platforms at once. I just picked the one place where I knew the people I was looking for would already be. And with a problem like waiting with, TikTok is absolutely full of them. There are a lot of people on there struggling with exactly this, which meant it was easy to get my message in front of the right person. When you know your audience is sitting on a particular platform, you go there and you stay there. And I made 2 different types of content every single day, so let me walk you through both of them, because they each do a pretty different job. The first type was a simple video of me just talking to the camera, nothing fancy at all. In each video I take only one of those pain points, one single piece of the problem, and I talk about it honestly, the way you talk to a friend who's going through it. And then at the end, I say that the thing that really helped me get a handle on it was this book, and I showed the book right there. Now, because I'd opened by naming the exact pain point they feel, the right person ended up watching the whole thing. They felt like I understood them, because honestly I did. And when somebody feels understood like that, they start to trust you. And some of those people went over to Amazon and bought the book. That face-to-camera video works so well because they're looking at a real person who clearly gets it. And that's a very easy thing to relate to. The second type wasn't a video at all. It was a carousel, one of those posts you swipe through. It started with the same kind of pain point as the videos, then it walked the person through that pain point and a bit of the solution, one slide at a time. But at the end, instead of pointing them toward the book, I pointed them toward something free. And I'll show you exactly what that free thing was and why it matters so much, because that's the moment where this stops being just promotion and actually starts becoming a real system. So on the very last slide of that carousel, I put a link to a free tool that I made. And when I say I made it, I mean I built it with Claude in about 5 minutes. It's really just a simple form. The person answers a few questions about their own situation, and at the end they get a free guide with some real tricks to start getting their weed habit under control. In that guide, for example, I'd ask them to try a technique from the book Atomic Habits for 1 week and just notice the difference, something small, something real, something they could actually go and do that same day. And then inside that free guide, right at the end, I put a link to the full book. So just look at what's happening here. Somebody who came in through the free thing, who hadn't spent a single penny yet, gets real value first, starts to trust me a little, and then sees the book as the natural next step. And some of them went ahead and bought it right there. So now you can start to see the bottom of the funnel taking shape. There's the free stuff, the tool and the guide, and its whole job is to take a cold stranger who's just scrolling past and word them up by giving them something genuinely useful for nothing. Then there's the book, the low-ticket stuff, sitting on Amazon, and Amazon matters here for one specific reason. People don't hand their money over to a stranger on the internet all that easily, but they will buy on Amazon because they already trust it and they know they can ask for a refund if the book isn't what they hoped. You're borrowing the trust, and that's the one big thing Amazon gives you. And it's worth a great deal. Now, here's something I really want you to sit with, because it goes against what everyone else is chasing. Not a single one of my videos ever went viral, not even one of them. And that's the honest reason the book only sold 104 copies. If even one of those videos had blown up, I probably would have made all those sales in a few days instead of 3 months. But here's the part that took me a while to really understand, which is that I don't actually need a viral video to make this work. Chasing viral is just chasing luck, and what I'm doing instead is something I can count on, day after day, whether or not the algorithm ever decides to bless me. Consistent daily content that I control beats sitting around hoping for a hit every single time. And that's the exact piece most people get stuck on, the content itself, because the whole engine runs on you showing up and making content every day, the videos and the carousels that bring people to your free tool and your book. If you don't know how to make content that actually pulls the right person in and gets them to act, none of the rest of this can ever turn over. So if that's the part you feel shaky on, I put everything I know about it into a course called Content Marketing for Self-Publishers. And it's the exact approach I use to make all of this work without a single ad and without ever going viral. If you're serious about this, that's where I point you next. The link is in the description. Okay, so now you've got the free tool, the book, the daily content, and money is starting to come in. And this is the exact moment where almost everybody makes the same mistake, the one that keeps people stuck at a few $100s a month forever. Here's what nearly everyone does. They look at their 100 buyers and they think, great, now I'll write another book and sell it to those same people. So they go and make a second $18 book, maybe a $25 one, and they offer it to the same crowd. And I do understand why, because it feels like the obvious move. But think for a second about what you're actually doing. You're offering somebody another product on the exact same level as the first one, and whether it costs $10 or $25, it's still a low ticket book. You've got a person who already knows you, already trusts you, already proved they'll pay you, and you're going back to them with more of the same small thing, which leaves the real opportunity completely untouched. Because here's what's actually true about those 100 people, which is that they're not all the same. Most of them are perfectly happy with the book and that's the end of it for them, and that's completely fine. But a small group of them quietly want more. They want more support, more tools, more hand-holding through their problem, because by this point they've seen that you really do know what you're talking about. They've decided you're the expert who can get them all the way to the finish line. And when somebody is in that headspace, offering them another cheap book is almost insulting, because they're already ready for something much bigger. So that bigger thing is what I call a high-ticket product, and this is where the real money in this whole system actually lives. For me, the high-ticket product was a video course plus a community, sold together for $250. In the course, I teach the same method that's in the book, but much deeper and much clearer, with practical exercises, with meditations, with specific ways to catch yourself right before you fall back into the old habit. And then there's the community, a place where people going through the same struggle can actually talk to one another. Because going through something hard alongside other people who genuinely get it is a completely different experience than trying to do it alone. And I sold that course on Gumroad. So let me say a quick word about Gumroad, because people always ask. I use it mostly because I live in Italy and I needed a platform that handles the tech side as the seller of record, which keeps the paperwork simple on my end, but that's really an Italy thing and it isn't a rule for you. You can sell a digital product anywhere you like, on your own website, on a platform like Kajabi, on School if your product happens to be a community. So just pick whatever fits you best, because the platform itself isn't the point. The point is what selling a digital product does for your money. When you sell that book on Amazon, Amazon takes a big chunk and you're splitting your earnings with them. But when you sell a digital product on something like Gumroad, you keep around 90% of it. The platform takes roughly 10 and handles everything for you. So not only is the high ticket product worth more for sale, you also got to keep far more of every dollar that comes in. So now let me give you the real numbers, because this is where that strange $4,000 finally makes complete sense. Out of the 104 people who bought the book, 15 of them went on to buy the $250 course, and 15 sales at $250 each comes out to $3,750. Then you add the roughly $938 the book itself made on Amazon, plus a little bit extra from people who even left a tip on the free guide, and you land right around $4,939 total. All of that came from one book, from 100 buyers with no ads and no viral video anywhere inside. and almost all of it came from a small group of people who simply wanted more and were happy to pay for it. So let me pull the whole thing together now, because once you actually see it laid out, it's surprisingly simple. Right at the top there's the free product, the tool and the guide, and its job is to take cold strangers who are just scrolling past and turn them into warm leads who trust you. Below that sits the low ticket book over on Amazon, which converts that trust into first sale on a platform people already feel completely safe buying from. And then at the bottom, just for the people who want more, there's the high ticket product, which is where most of the money actually comes from. It goes free, then low ticket, then high ticket, with the same people gradually moving down through it. And that's the whole organic funnel system right there. And this, in my honest opinion, is the most realistic way to make real money on KDP. Because you're not betting your entire business on one platform you don't even control. You are collecting your own leads through the free product, you actually own that relationship, and you can keep offering value to those people for as long as you keep showing up. And just look at what that really means, because even if only 100 people buy your book in a given month, you can still clear well over $4,000 from those same 100 people once the high ticket product is part of the picture. And remember, these were my very first months with this book, so now that it's proven and validated, I can push it a lot harder. I could even bring in ads if I wanted to on Amazon or somewhere else, and it made money not just on the book, but on the high ticket product sitting behind it. Though for now I've chosen not to, simply because I don't need them. And the best part is what happens once the whole thing is finally built, because once you got the free product, the book, and the high ticket product all in place, you're basically done with the building part. The only thing left to do day to day is make content to keep bringing new people to the free tool and the book. And the system quietly takes care of the rest. So if there's one single shift I want you to walk away with, it's this. Stop thinking of your book as the thing you're selling and start seeing it as the doorway instead. Because the real business is everything that happens after someone walks through it. Once you've really got that one idea, KDP stops being a lottery ticket and starts being a real business. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. It genuinely means a lot to me. Now, the part that does most of the heavy lifting in this whole system is the TikTok content, and there's honestly a lot more to it than I could ever fit into this one video. So I made a separate video where I break down my entire TikTok strategy in real depth, and that's the one I go watch next. I'll see you over there.